What's up, Toonami Faithful? My name is Daniel Mhoko, anime savior. I got CJ Maffris in the the camera. And today I'm here with Deneen Melody, the voice of Ronier from Sword Art Online, Alicization.
The other one, but they're you know, one and the same basically. Wherever one goes, the other one follows. So yeah, but I am the little tiny petite brunette, Ronier Arabelle. That's me. Woo! She's so cute.
Yeah, I always keep mixing the two up sometimes. Actually, like, who is Ronier and who is Tisei?
Actually, it's very funny. I've gotten that a lot. A lot of people tend to think that Tisei is Ronier, and because they're like, well, she looks like she would be the Tisei, and Tisei looks like she would be the Ronier because of the red hair. And I'm like, nope, you got it wrong. But that's okay. We love them both.
So, looking at your basically your resume on IMDb and whatnot, I see you only have like 4 roles, but four roles in anime, but you have a kind of a list that goes throughout the decade. Like, how was it to come into voice acting compared to regular acting, so to speak?
Well, it's all... I actually started off as a dancer. I'm a professional ballerina, and I had a foot injury, which is how I actually then got into on-camera work, which, if you look, I've been doing on-camera work for many years. The thing is, I've always wanted to do voiceover because I am a huge anime and video game fan, and I love animation. So I just never really had the means to do it until I moved out to Los Angeles. When I moved out here, I realized that there are anime studios out here. There's a lot of places that do video games. There's a lot of commercial opportunities, a lot of dubbing opportunities, and so I thought, hey, this is my chance. So I actually haven't been in the world of voiceover for very long. This is probably going into my 3rd year altogether, and just my 2nd year of working professionally as a voice actor. So I think that it's very similar. All of them are very similar. It's a good idea to go take classes, network, make connections with people, make friends, get to know the world that you're getting involved in. And yeah, I think because I've had that advantage in both dance and on-camera work, it's, proved helpful for voiceover.
So how did Bang Zoom and Alex Von Daven and the entire SAO crew found you,
well,
so to speak?
Let me see here. So actually, I had been doing classes at Bang Zoom, and I have been talking with Mami Okada, who is the casting director. She's wonderful, 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 and I did a workshop with her, and they just asked if I would be interested in voicing Ronier for Sword Art Online, and I do have to make note that because, as we are aware, the role, as well as Tisei, is very, very triggering, and they made sure when they reached out that we understood exactly what was required, and we actually watched the scene. So that's basically how I got into it. I was, doing classes, reaching out, I send them my demo, and by chance, this happened. So yeah, and I would say I had been doing, prior to Sword Art Online, I've been doing incidentals and Walla background for Bang Zoom. And I did, before Sword Art Online, I also did The Testament of Sister New Devil Burst. Yeah, Rika Kaijura. So she was very cute. She's another brunette with blue eyes. And so that was, it was a process. And then this happened, so... Yeah, and it was my first time working with Alex Von David, who is also fantastic. Me and another voice actor were just talking about him not that long ago, about how great he just is with actors. That he just puts things, if you're having difficulty with a scene or maybe something isn't making sense, he'll say something and all of a sudden it'll make sense. Yeah, so it's great.
Yeah, I got a few questions about that certain scene, but we'll talk about that a little bit.
Of course, I have no problem with that.
Okay. So, have you been a Toonami Faithful prior to working in the anime industry, or just an anime fan in general?
Yes. Oh, yes. In fact, aging myself a little bit, I was watching Outlaw Star, Gundam Wing, Blue Sub number 6, Tenchi Muyo, Tenchi Universe, all of those when they were on Toonami. That was back in the day. Dragon Ball Z. And that was when anime wasn't quite as, I don't want to say popular, but it wasn't as accessible. And like, if you were watching Toonami back then and you liked those shows, but it's changed now. So yeah, I mean, being on Toonami, it's actually something that I had mentioned when I talked about being cast in JoJo's. Seeing your name up there and being part of a Toonami show and like being such a fan of it for so long is so surreal. It's so surreal. So yeah, I am a Toonami faithful.
We hope we'll get some more roles then down the line. So,
I hope so too.
All right. Of course, Ronye is the disciple for Kirito, and at least at this moment, she sees him as a senpai, as they call her.
Yes.
But Kirito has had quite the reputation of having girls fall in love with him, as the infamous harem would attest. And of course, to the dismay of his girlfriend, his wife and girlfriend, Asuna.
Yes.
How do you think she might have some sort of thing with her in the future?
I have been I've been asked about that too. I actually went into it thinking and feeling that Ronye admires him and she wants to be like him. Both her and Tisei were like the last two to be chosen, and I don't think that they feel very confident, and being with, Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh, it gave them confidence, and I think that it just, I think that she does think of him as senpai, but not in the way that some people think. I think it's very much she wants to be Kirito. Yeah. And that's how I see it. I hope I'm not spoiling everything. I'm sure everybody's seen it all. Just like at the end, when the last time we see her, she's giving Kirito his lunch because she cares about him and wants to make sure he's taken care of. But there's not this romantic, emotional investment. So, and I actually appreciated that. Yeah. I actually appreciated playing a girl character in Sword Art Online who didn't have that for him, or even a hint. So. Yeah, and I don't know where it's going to go in the future, because I am hoping, and I'm pretty sure, we're going to see more of Ronye and Tisei, but who knows? That's just at this point, I don't think there's any of that harem stuff going on.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. It is Sword Art Online.
Yeah. Of course, we got to talk about the scene in episode 10, for better or for worse. Of course, you and your colleague Kimberly Woods, the voice of Tisei, got to act a rather tough scene as they were sexually abused by Rios and Humbert.
Yes.
Yeah. For basically whistleblowing their roommate being sexually abused as well.
Yes.
I got two questions regarding this. How was it to go such a scene, and what are your personal thoughts on the whole matter?
Well, and I do have to say, so people who have watched Toonami, you got a very, very, very edited down version of the scene that we actually recorded. I watched it, and I was a little bit like, oh, you didn't get to see a lot of the performance aspect of it from the actresses, but in a way that was good. I actually was relieved, because not that I am like, oh, censor it all, but I do think for it being on Toonami, on something that's so accessible for people, it's very triggering. So I just wanted to put that out there, that you guys did see a very edited down version. When I first saw the scene, it was also, the original scene. It actually shook me quite a bit. You've seen animes where they have all sorts of awful things sexually happen, and murder, crazy things that happen. And I think the reason why this one shook me so much is just because of their age and just their innocence, especially Ronye. Ronye is just like this innocent little girl, and what happening to their to both of them, it was just very shocking. And I have done a lot of film material, indie horror films and that sort, where, you know, we have some rather mature stuff. So I think that it was disturbing. It was very disturbing, but you have to, at the end of the day, just go in there and be professional about it. And everybody was professional. Everybody made sure that we were comfortable. Alex Von David, you know, made sure that we didn't have to do any of the scenes more than once, which was great. And if we did, he would always check in and make sure that we were okay. So yeah, it was disturbing. And again, I know that there's people out there who wish that they would have put the full scene on Toonami, and I just think that they did the right thing. There's a lot of people with triggers out there, and it definitely would have triggered some folks.
There's a lot of people that says this shouldn't be on Toonami. This show shouldn't be on Toonami because of this. There's also folks that say this scene should be uncensored, but hey, you can't win them all. I guess.
There's so many opinions on this sort of thing. So, you know, but it was a very actually, it was a very, very difficult scene to record. Yeah. But I actually have another scene that was in JoJo's that I actually felt was even harder to record and do. But yeah, I know that both me and Kimberly felt very comfortable, you know, recording the scene and working with Alex Von David. And, you know, Mommy was made sure that we understood, Bangzu made sure that we understood, and everybody was on the same page. So it was very professional, and yeah, I felt good about it.
You're also known for voicing a few minor characters in Diamond is Unbreakable. Yes. Most notably Akemi, which is one of Yuya's fangirls, and another harem kind of thing.
That one was so ridiculous. Yeah. We'll get into that.
And Minako Okura, one of Yoshikage Kura's victims.
Yes.
So how was it like to voice those two characters?
So they were both very different. And Akemi, I had a lot of fun with because she was very silly. I mean, like, I was actually laughing at how ridiculous these three girls are. And I was so happy that I got to be the redhead. Makes sense. I was very happy about that. But so she was a lot of fun. You know, I would still, she was minor. She had a few lines here and there in some of the episodes. But every time I went in to record for her, it was always so much fun. Minako, on the other hand, was who I was talking about. She was actually a little bit of a bigger role. She was kind of a guest star in one of the episodes. And that was a nice surprise. I went in to record for Akemi, and they were like, oh, yeah, you're doing this one, too. And I was like, oh, and they're like, it's a little intense. Yeah. And that was the scene I was referring to, and that actually it was harder because it was a lot of, whereas Ronye is, you know, sweeter and innocent and everything is placed up here, Minako I had to get very, very feral and like kind of like, because it's like very animalistic horror that's happening to her. This guy just exploded her boyfriend and is forcing her to clip his nails. And she's like, did you guys see this episode? She's like crying. And so like Tony Oliver, our wonderful director of JoJo's, actually got in the booth with me at one point to make it like really gritty and rough and just like awful. And I think after recording that one, I just felt so just like blood. Because it was also, it required a lot. It required a lot of grit and a lot of just awfulness.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, sure. She was a brat, whatever, you know. But did she really deserve to die because of it? Not like that. Yeah. Not like that. Maybe he could have, like, pushed her in front of a bus or something, but not like that. It was, yeah. I had a lot of fun doing that one, but I would say that has been that was challenging in a good way.
So, have you been an SAO fan or a JoJo's fan before you got these roles, or you're just?
Yeah, no, I've liked Sword Art Online and JoJo's. I've liked both of the shows. I wouldn't say that I was like gung ho into them because I have other animes that I'm super into, but I've always liked them, and they're such big animes, like so big franchises, and it's awesome to be a part of that. 2 of them, and it was so cool because both of my characters, Akemi and Ronier, premiered back to back on Toonami on the same night. So that was like bam bam, cool.
I sure that was fun to live tweet.
It was.
So before we head out, just wanted to ask, got anything to plug or any hints of anything in the future?
Well, if anybody's watching The Rising of the Shield Hero, I haven't really announced it or said much about it, but I do voice a little character in that one. So you should go back and watch it, because what I've been they're like, who do you voice? I'm like, well, she looks like me. So just go back and watch it, and if you see a character that kind of looks like me, that's me. And I did some little incidentals in that one. Things that are coming up in the future. I've been doing a lot of Netflix live action dubs. Keep watching my Twitter, because I have some more announcements coming up. Right now, 3% is on Netflix. It is an awesome show. Just finished dubbing that with a wonderful cast of voice actors everybody would recognize. And I just recorded and have been plugging Art of Conquest, which is a very, very fun game. It's super fun. I voiced Lunella in that one, and she's been rather popular. So it's been exciting to see fan art and people like commenting about her and reaching out to me about how much they love this character. And I'm like, she's just a character in this little like mobile game, but people love it. So yeah. Otherwise, I NDAs.
I love that one.
NDAs.
NDA is such a great anime.
NDAs.
Gotta love those NDAs.
It seems like everybody is in that one, NDA, you know? But yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Here's to seeing you, and here's to Ronier, and here's to you and more Toonami shows in the future. And
thank you. I just want to say thank you to you and your team.
Yeah.
You guys are great. You guys are awesome. And just like, I appreciate everything you do on Twitter and more.
So on behalf of the Toonami Faithful, Toonami News, SAO fans, and JoJo fans everywhere, thanks for talking with me, Deneen, and we'll see you again next time.